Hey everybody, Andy Stickel here. I got an email on a subject that I hear pretty frequently, and I've never actually talked about it, but I wanted to address it and tell you some ways to combat it. This is a family law attorney, and he said, Andy, I practice family law where nobody wins, and the clients can be pretty nasty. Even clients of the other lawyer will be nasty and post crap about you when you kick their ass in the courtroom. What is the best way for combating such BS posts? Well, that is actually a really good point. We've seen that many times where we have a family law attorney that does a great job for their client, and the other party goes on and leaves really negative reviews about the attorney. It makes sense. That's family law is one of really the only of the times that, I guess maybe not, but yeah, it's very emotional. I understand why it happens. So there are a couple ways that you can deal with this. The first way is by burying the bad posts by getting a ton of positive posts of 5-star reviews. And there's a couple things at play here. So first of all, you're not going to completely stop everybody from leaving bad reviews because when they're emotional, they're angry, they need to vent, they want to take it out on somebody, they're going to go on, leave their reviews. So the way to minimize the damage is you need to make sure that you have a ton of good reviews on your profile from clients. And it doesn't even have to be from clients. It can be other people that can just vouch for your services. It can be your next door neighbor that can say, should I ever need a divorce lawyer, Bill is the guy that I would call. Or it can be somebody else, it can be a colleague even. You can trade reviews with other colleagues. But what you need to do is you need to get that number up to 30, 40, 50 reviews if you can. And I know that is not easy, but it's necessary, because if you have one review, one positive 5-star review, and then someone goes on and leaves a negative review, then what's going to happen is you're automatically going to drop to a 2.5. And when someone's researching you on Google, it doesn't say next to your name, it doesn't say 2.5 stars and then parentheses, but the person that left the 1-star review was actually the opposing client. It doesn't say that. It says 2.5 stars, or maybe you don't even have any reviews, or just a few reviews. So bottom line is that if you have 20 or 30 or 40 reviews, a 1-star review is not going to hurt you nearly as bad as a 1-star review. So that is the first and foremost thing. Even if you don't have any negative reviews, you've got to protect yourself by getting as many positive reviews as possible, because it's just, it just happens sometimes. I mean, we had a client who he went to a restaurant that he used to eat at all the time. And I guess he got into an argument with the owner over something. I don't even know what the story was. But now people from the restaurant are leaving negative reviews on his law firm, people that work at the restaurant, And it's like all these people, they've never been clients. Nothing ever to do with any part of his business or his service. And he's dealing with, several negative reviews on his page. So, these reviews make a huge difference in how many phone calls you get. So this has to be a top priority on you, is getting reviews just to protect yourself. The other thing is that if you've got 20 reviews or 30 reviews or 40 reviews and they're all 5 stars, and I go on there and I'm about to leave a 1-star review, I might think twice about leaving that 1-star review, because how come all these other people had an excellent experience with this attorney and I'm the only one that had the bad experience? It kind of makes you think, like, what's wrong with me? You know what I mean? Like, there's a mental thing, whereas if you don't have any reviews, I can see a really big impact by just one negative review. I can see, I can really hurt your business, and I know I can do that, so I'm going to do it. And then maybe I'm even going to have my spouse do it, and I'm going to have my cousin do it, and I'm going to have my uncle do it, and I'm going to have my friend do it, and all of a sudden you got 7 or 8 negative reviews and you don't know what to do with it. So that's the first thing you can do, is make sure to pad yourself. Now, if it's a BS review that is not, if it's a BS review that's not on topic, or it's threatening, or it uses negative, foul language, or gives personal information, or different things like that, what you can do is sometimes you can flag the review. We've gotten a lot of reviews removed because we flag them. If Google changes their terms all the time, but typically, if they use bad language, if they're threatening, if they, and things like that, you can flag the review. Google will look at it, and sometimes they'll take it down. Now, just because it's a negative review does not mean that they're going to take it down. So basically, what it comes down to is, if it violates their terms, they'll take it down. So The third way to do it is if you can't get it taken down. Now you need to have it buried. That's fine. There's no option. You have to have 25 reviews or more. You have to have a lot of 5-star reviews. But the other thing you can do is you can respond, and you should respond in a very, very diplomatic way. So you can see this is a client from a year ago. They got I think this, I don't know what happened here, but bottom line is, if you look at the response that we wrote, thank you very much for taking the time to review our law firm. Your input and the feedback from all of our clients is vitally important, and we always want client expectations to not only be met but exceeded. Per your comments, we've clearly had some miscommunication. And then at the bottom, you can see it's very, very. There was an error. We want to clarify the error. Now, if you see right here, it says, I'd like the opportunity to discuss the matter with you as soon as possible so we can come to a resolution that's to your satisfaction. Please call me at the office as soon as possible or send me an email with a time that works for me to call. Thank you. Now, I've been doing this for several years. I've never had a lawyer tell me that they've said that they've put a review like this or they've put a response like this and the person's actually called them. Actually, no, that's not true. I've had a couple people that have actually, they've called them and have taken the review down. So that's your best case scenario. Worst case scenario, which normally happens, they just want to vent. They're never going to look at it again. They're not going to call you. But the reason that this response is important is because when, this review might be up here for 5 or 10 years, You want the thousands of people that are reviewing you or that are looking for reviews on you. They're going to see this. They're going to see this 1-star review, but they're also going to see your response. They're going to see that you didn't call the person an idiot, that you handled it properly, that you said I want to help, that you said call me and we'll work it out. That's the type of thing. People are human. Nobody is perfect. I get suspicious if I see 5,000 reviews and every single one of them is 5 stars because people are human and you can't please everybody. So having a negative experience is not a bad thing. How you handle it is really what makes a difference. So hopefully this will clarify a couple different ways that you can deal with this issue that I see a lot in family law. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you soon.